Welcome back to the FNF podcast. I'm your co-host, Fish, and I'm joined with the other co-host,
Fergie. And this is
dude.
Christmas. No, a Christmas edition.
Yeah,
kind of. It's the 12th, but
yeah, we wanted to just come on here and say Merry Christmas, guys.
Yeah.
A lot of people watch this podcast, so we wanted to make sure you all knew that we were wishing you a Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Spend time with your families during this holiday season.
Oh, that's nice.
Embrace the gifts that you've been given and the blessings in your life.
Mm.
And if you're a university student, try not to
Fail your exams. Is that what you're going to say?
Yeah,
Oh,
might
okay.
have been even a little more vulgar, but yeah, right along that line.
That was the PG version right there.
Yep. So, what's going on, Fergie? How are you?
It's
been a while.
Yeah, it has been a while. It's been like 3 weeks. Amazing.
In classic FNF fashion.
Yeah. Taking it serious, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't worry, guys. We're
As
taking
always,
it serious this
it's
time.
the patented, we're taking it serious. Always got to include that. I'm doing amazing. I finished school, or the first semester, I should say, a couple days ago, so I feel great. I'm a free man for a couple weeks, so that'll be really nice.
Mm-hmm. Lucky duck.
Yeah, just relax, kind of unwind after all of the grind that was the first semester.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be fun. Just celebrate the holidays with my family, hang out with friends, and hopefully hit the ODR.
Yeah,
which
that would be beautiful.
So yeah, that's about it. I'm sipping some eggnog. It's gonna be a good time, you know. What about you, Fish?
Well, I'm not quite a free man yet. I've got 3 more exams. Yeah, one of them we're not looking forward to, but
Okay, let's
should be able to
take me through it.
Okay, all right.
What's the first one?
The first one I'm already done. It was psychology. It was easy.
Yep.
Easy peasy. Then on Monday I have business communications. And then, which shouldn't be too tricky. It's just a couple like writing things that I have to do, and he basically gave us the format beforehand, so that's good.
That's good.
Then on Wednesday I have
Said with chest.
yeah. Oh, what?
You don't even know what you have.
Maybe it's actually just okay. On Tuesday, my business analytics course, the exam goes live, and it's actually just a take-home project, thankfully. But it's gonna be like pretty in depth, so that'll take a while. But yeah, it was gonna be an in-person exam, but they didn't have enough room in the computer lab. And then the one that I'm not looking forward to, accounting, on Thursday.
I'm not looking forward to that either.
I'm not looking forward to hearing about it. 'Cause yeah, that
sounds tough.
It's going to be tough. It's gonna be
the
tough.
format or no? Multiple choice?
Yeah, we do actually. It's going to be, there's like 6 or 7 questions, kind of like long answer stuff. And then, there's like 20 multiple choice or something like that after. The questions are fine because they give you questions that are basically the exact same. And so you can just study those. And if you know how to do those questions, you'll be fine. But the issue arises with the multiple choice questions. 'Cause I think there's like 20 of them, and they're worth like 2 points each. So like the multiple choice will be like 40 marks, whereas like each of those questions is maybe only 10 marks each, if that. So
it's an interesting format there.
It is an interesting format. So you got to be able to do the multiple choice as well, and that's kind of where, if you don't know your stuff, you're gonna get exposed.
I also feel like
on myself.
This class is gonna be. I mean, I have no idea, but it's gonna be like A and C or like B and D. Like
one of those.
All the
Yeah, there were on the midterm. There weren't a ton of those, but there were a couple. I feel like that's such a like science faculty type thing.
Yeah,
like
that's true. Because I had that a lot last year.
Yeah, yeah. There's not as many in business, but there's some. So you know what? We'll be able to make it through. I'm not stressed about it.
Well, I'm hoping for the best for you.
Thank you.
And I'm excited for you to finish so that we can hang out more.
Yep, and bump out some videos.
Yeah. Because believe it or not, this is not just a business You know, or actually, I don't know.
Dude,
I don't really like you.
The thing is, we
camera,
talk
so.
about this enough that people, we don't have to worry, because obviously we keep talking about it, and it just really reinforces that we're not just FNF friends. It's the weirdest start to a podcast.
I know. It's the intro, random talk, and banter, bro.
Intro slash banter, intro, random talk, etc. Oh yeah, it was also in Mexico for a while.
Yeah. Do you got any cool PG stories that you can tell? Or, sorry to put you on the spot here, but
yeah,
just tell me about your overall experience there.
It was a beautiful.
That's good.
Place to be. It was 30 degrees and sunny every day.
Beautiful.
It wasn't a cloudy day. It was like there wasn't. I don't think I saw a cloud the whole trip. Like,
damn.
Yeah. Somehow I didn't get sunburnt. I got a good tan, but I didn't wear sunscreen. I only did it once, and
that's nice.
So I must have some special skin, but
anyway, an interesting takeaway from that.
Yeah, that was the real highlight. Another highlight was Carl's Jr. It's just a great fast food establishment. I gotta be honest.
Okay. I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, it's in the States, and
tell me more about it.
Well, I didn't know much about it, and it's just like kind of like a Western-y style burger place, and I don't know, Americans like their fast food, and it was just really good. Like, it was reasonably priced, and Western bacon cheeseburger or something was the
when did you have this?
In Mexico, because they have it in Mexico too.
Okay.
Sorry,
okay.
yeah.
No, because you said the States, I was confused. But
it's in the States, and it's also in Mexico. Yeah.
Nice. Is it kind of like a Popeyes or like chicken?
No, it's burgers.
Just burgers. Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I think they have chicken as well, but
it's mainly more based off. Okay, I see.
Yeah. So
so
there's that. Some weird takeaways, I guess, from the trip, but otherwise it was a lot of fun.
That's good.
So yeah, what about you? Anything else?
I think that's all we got.
I guess eventually we could talk about hockey too, right? Like
sometime we'll get there. You know what? We usually start off with teams. I think we should switch it up. Just dive straight into these suspensions here. What happened, Fisher, yesterday? What happened? What did they announce with your boy David?
Well, he's not my boy, especially not after that. But Prawn got a 6-game suspension, which I would say is warranted. It's warranted.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, you're defending your captain who's just lying out cold, but I mean, he did cross-check him in the head, so I mean, there's kind of...
That also, he completely got the wrong guys who wasn't even involved.
Yeah, that's kind of funny, actually.
And the other thing, if either way, sure, you want to just stand up you grab someone and you drop the gloves and then you start feeding them. You don't ever skate over as fast as you can and just lead with it, like two arms up, cross check right to the top of the cheekbone. Like it looks like it just hits him in the helmet, but it hits him right here, and he gets I remember because I watched it live, and then he had he was down for a while. He had I don't know if he had to get stitches or anything, but it was quite swollen. You could see, and it was that's a terrible thing to do. That could have been very dangerous.
And you gotta feel for Zub, right? Because like you said, he didn't really do anything.
Yeah, he wasn't even involved. But I get sometimes you just have to pick whoever you can get that's closest to you, but you don't cross check.
Yeah, it was just kind of first eye contact thing. Like, oh, I see that guy first, I'll just destroy him. But...
Yeah, but what do you think about so Joseph on the play was who? So Larkin got hurt. Dylan Larkin. And it was a weird kind of just push in front. And Joseph kind of, it looks like he kind of punches him in the head. But honestly, from my perspective, it looks like he was just kind of pushing him. And, one of his gloves kind of hit him up high. And, either way, I'd probably call a roughing penalty on that. But that's all.
Yeah, I definitely think he caught him a little up too high for my liking.
And then it's weird because, Larkin, then he falls on... who's the other player?
So he gets pushed forward, and then it's Parker Kelly who he kind of on the other side who he kind of collides with, and I think that's actually what caused him to lose.
He goes
consciousness.
Limp. Yeah, because it's almost scary. Well, it was scary, but
so after the Joseph play, I think he would have been fine, but then he kind of goes forward and then hits Parker Kelly, and then that's what causes him to hit the ground, and then
I heard it was the butt end of his stick, Kelly's stick, because he kind of lands on his glove, and then also the butt end of the stick there, and I think the butt end like hit him like in the temple area or something.
Yeah,
like, it looked like
just an awkward
and
play.
It was just kind of like an awkward play, and it looked like some kind of like pressure point thing because he went down and then was just dead, like
dude,
limp.
he was
and, like,
no, he wasn't moving, which is just
super
never want to
scary.
see that.
Yeah. But then he was fine, and he didn't even need the stretcher. Well, not fine, but he was able to get up on his own with help. I guess that's not on his own, but
yeah. I don't know. Just in general, I think I was a little disappointed. I'm not gonna lie, to see Joseph get nothing. I think even a fine or something.
A fine would make sense for considering the injury, but also yeah.
And I know it's like hard to say that it's related, but Joseph and Larkin do have a past history with each other. When Joseph was with the Lightning, they had another rough thing going on there. So I can't say it's related, but I mean like the history's there, right, between the two. So you never know if that played a factor. And one thing I will say on the David Perron suspension, the NHLPA is what's the word? They're like filing to. No, they're filing to they're appealing. Yeah, sorry, the NHL Players Association, they're appealing the 6-game suspension. So
that's so
that might get reduced, but like I kind of doubt it. So we'll see where that goes. Another suspension. Goodbranson suspended 1 game for kind of assaulting Nick Cousins. Did you see that?
I did, but I completely agreed with it because you saw the hit, right?
Oh, he deserved it for sure.
That hit was dangerous.
Dirty.
Like, I don't know how. I'm so happy that Goodbranson was able to just. It's funny. He gets right back up and instantly tries to fight him. Yeah, which is good on him. But and I think it's stupid that like some people in the comments will think like, oh, he's fine if he just gets up right. Penalties aren't about injuries. That's the thing. Penalties and the rules have nothing to do with injury directly. It's to prevent injury, but just because he didn't get hurt on the play doesn't mean it shouldn't be penalized the same as if he did get hurt on the play. Yeah. Like, I do not, like, that's the problem with, like, if you, like, you could swing your stick as hard as you could and somehow it, like, clips, like, I don't know, the strongest part of someone's face or something and they don't really get hurt on the play. That doesn't mean you can do that. No, that's not, like, and so... Yeah, I was shocked that Cousins got nothing for that.
Yeah,
hit.
Again, just consistency. I don't understand.
It doesn't make
precedent
sense.
With boarding, that's always, or most of the time, that's suspendable.
Like a brutal hit too. Like they were like pretty quick, and he's like his face and his neck got smushed into the boards, and it's just not a good look.
Yeah, and also, who's to say that Goodbranson didn't get hurt? Because even though he got up right away, it doesn't mean he's not hurt.
That's true.
Like, he's a tough customer. That guy. He's probably hurt on the play because it was a really dirty hit. But he got up right away. He's like, you know what, I'm hurting, but I just want to beat this guy up. So,
and I love that. Honestly, I love what he did afterwards too. Like I
would take the 1 game suspension.
I would take
for that.
Exactly.
I agree with that.
I think he deserved the game suspension, but so I think the whole situation worked out perfectly for him because you gotta show like that. You gotta police the game in your own way sometimes. And even though people say it's not what it used to be, and it's not, you still gotta be tough and you still got to play with an edge and you still got to take control of. You can't do that, right? You got to take control and tell guys you can't do that. And
for sure.
And so it sucks that he kind of hit him when he was down. Like, I get that, but also he went right down. Like, how else are you going to hit him? Like, I mean, I don't know.
Another thing I will say with this is, I don't know, for me, I think the refs kind of lost control of the game because after that Goodbranson incident, they kept both Cousins and Goodbranson on the ice. They gave him penalties, but then after they let him go back on the ice, and then that's when Goodbranson assaulted him again because it was 2 different times. It was right after he got hit, and then it was later.
And then the later. That's the one I was talking about, the later one.
Yeah, okay. So I just think, like, if those guys are going to be on the ice again with each other, like, what do you think is going to happen? Like, to me, I think they got to take, like, if not both of them, like one of them off, like just because
like a misconduct kind of thing?
Because like what do you expect is gonna happen? Like Goodbranson's obviously fired up with him and he's gonna, like, any chance he sees them on the ice, he's gonna take that chance to, like, get him again. So, like, what did you expect as a referee? Like, and then the refs took like 10-15 seconds to get him off of him because Goodbranson's a strong guy, right? So,
and honestly, and that's just good for Goodbranson.
Yeah, I don't good for him, but at the same time, just like, I mean, what did you expect was going to happen? Yeah. I mean, like, the refs kind of just got to use some common sense there, but that's just my opinion.
The only thing I'd like to see differently, honestly, is like maybe it should have been one of his teammates. Like, stand up for your teammate. Like, the guy's probably feeling it from that hit, and he shouldn't have to go after Cousins. Like,
exactly. And speaking of standing up for your teammates, good transition.
Yeah, that's a great transition.
Mark Scheifele stood up for Kyle Connor, his teammate, who just took a really dirty knee. In my opinion, I think it was really dirty. Some people say it was unintentional, and he meant to go for the shoulder, which I guess you could argue, but I see just a knee-on-knee there with Ryan Strome. So
what I'd say too is that, just to interrupt here, sorry, but
no, it's all good.
Whether it's intentional or not, it's still dirty.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he was out to get his knee, really. He doesn't seem like he's that kind of guy, and whatever, but
still
that's totally suspension worthy.
Yeah.
Nothing.
That's got nothing.
Totally
Again,
suspension worthy.
Consistency just doesn't make sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
I never know if it's going to be suspendable or not. Like, I always say, people are like, I'd be surprised if it wasn't. I always say I wouldn't be, because like George Peros is so inconsistent with
they
their calls.
don't know what they're doing.
Exactly.
Peros or Parole.
Peros or Parole could have used the post on that. But
Parole, man.
It's just unfortunate because a guy like Kyle Connor, too, like not only leading the Jets in points, but also like a top goal scorer in the league.
Yeah, and they don't care.
He's probably going to be out for a while.
Yeah,
like,
it's the thing, too. Like, I don't know.
Well, he couldn't put any pressure on his leg, right? So
No.
you know it's going to be long term. I'd be shocked if it wasn't long term, at least a couple months. So that's just...
It just goes to show
sucks.
kind of how, like... Well, and I don't know if this obviously isn't on purpose, but it sends a bit of a message to the Jets from the NHL, basically saying, like, we don't care. We don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't care if one of the top scorers in our league gets hurt in a dangerous play.
Mm-hmm.
We don't care. We're not going to suspend him. It doesn't matter. If you guys were New York, or if you were, and that's kind of a...
Yeah, I don't know. In the past, the player safety does take into account match penalties, so maybe that might have taken into consideration, because Ryan Strome already got a match penalty. They're like, okay, so he kind of served a lot of his time or whatever.
Yeah.
I guess that's what they're thinking, but to me, I
would
think
have tacked on a
supplemental.
game.
Yeah,
tack on a game or two.
Exactly, but it is what it is. You can't control that. So moving on, some speculation over here. Jacob Vrana, a guy that was playing really good with the Red Wings a couple years ago after he got traded there. Got traded to the Blues, and he just hasn't been the same this season. He's 6 points in 19 games. They're looking to trade him. The guy could use a change of scenery.
Yep.
So they're actively shopping him right now, and I think the trade should come together in the next couple of days. That's what was reported a couple of days ago.
Who's in the running for that?
It didn't really include that, but it just said they're working on a trade and it should be completed within 48 hours. So I don't know.
Well,
I mean, we could always speculate. I mean, with the Kyle Connor injury, you could say maybe the Jets could hop in there, but I
highly doubt it.
I doubt the Blues would trade to their Central Division rival, right? So yeah, we'll see.
And the Blues are whereabouts in the standing?
They're kind of like mediocre.
Yeah.
I think they're fourth in the division right now, which isn't bad. Or sorry, they're fifth. They're behind Arizona.
Yeah.
And so I will say, though, Vrana's a guy that can, like, sneakily, like, if he's traded and he, like, plays with some good players, like, he could sneakily be a guy that puts up, like, some underrated point. Like, he's very good. He's just got to play with the right players. His play style is very, like, dependent, though. Like, he depends off other players. But, I mean, if you put him up with Mark Scheifele or something, like, on that top line, who knows what can happen there.
Yeah, but we already got... Who do you replace? Like, Guy Fall?
We'll call Connor, right? I don't know.
Sure, but
on that first line.
When he's back. I guess...
Because I just see it as long-term. Obviously, we don't know yet, but the guy didn't put any pressure, so I think they need a long-term solution there.
Damn.
Sure, yeah. You could put iFollow up there. That's a good point, though. We'll see with that, but...
We'll see.
Ethan Bear.
Yeah.
Still unrestricted free agent. Poor guy.
Yeah, he's looking for a job.
Yeah,
desperately, man. Might be heading back to Washington.
Yeah, we're 20-something games into the season. He's missed a lot of time, but finally he might be able to serve a team.
Yeah, and I mean, he's not bad.
No, he's
a good player.
Third-pairing defenseman. Yeah. Like, he's a serviceable guy, right?
Serviceable guy, yeah, that's true.
kind of surprised it's taken this long, considering that other free agents that are worse than him have signed. But
yeah,
I don't know. I guess this is just an example of the market with the flat cap, right? It's kind of hard to the high class are getting all the money and all the contracts, and the middle class and the lower class of players are kind of getting stiffed a bit. So
yeah.
yeah,
I
we'll
mean,
see
it's
what
increasing for next season. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
4 mil. That's good.
4 mil is a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
From flat to 4, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with that.
Well, from flat to 4. That's smooth. Yeah, and then also moving on, a couple other speculative notes. The Red Wings are putting up Berggren for sale.
Jonathan Berggren.
Jonathan Berggren.
Yeah.
The young right winger did not make the team out of training camp.
Yeah. Kind of surprising.
Yeah, and he's only played 5 games this season. So
yeah. He's just
use a bit of a new opportunity somewhere else.
He's just been stuck in Grand Rapids right now with the Griffins. So just new opportunity. The Red Wings they got a deep forward core. Like, they don't have a lot of stars, but they got a lot of good depth pieces. So there's just not much room for the guy. So you got to feel for him. So hopefully he can be traded somewhere where he can get a good opportunity, because he is an NHL caliber player. So we'll see where that goes. But
yeah, that's one. And then also, like, the Lightning are kind of trash, man.
Struggling.
They're kind of trash.
Very bad. I don't know what's going on.
Well,
they're obviously getting older, right? They're getting up there, but
I like it because I've hated the Lightning dynasty. I did not like it for a second. So I love that they're falling off now. But yeah, what do you think? Yeah, I mean, they're getting older. You're right. Like,
yeah, goaltending, like Vasilevsky, I still think he's hurt. I just think they kind of have to force him in there because they just need goaltending, right? But that hasn't been great. And their defense, just, I don't know, they've been allowing a lot of goals. And then obviously their forwards, like if Kucherov, Stammer, Point, and those guys aren't scoring, I mean, there's not really where else to haggle. There's not really depth scoring coming from that team. So just, I mean, that's going to happen, right? After you can't afford Palat, after you can't afford Killorn, after you have to trade away Ross Colton, just
the depth pieces.
The depth pieces, because the cap, right? They can't afford shit. So
yeah, because they got so many guys, man.
Yeah, so that's going, and with that, Stamkos, he's a free agent going into the summer.
Could be gone.
Like,
that's crazy too.
It is, because just when you think of Steven Stamkos, you're like, he's a Lightning for life. But I mean, it's not that far-fetched, though, because if they don't make the playoffs, you want to get a return for that guy, right?
Yeah.
Especially for a Lightning team that doesn't have a lot of assets, like we just talked about. They don't have a lot of depth pieces or draft picks.
Yeah.
They could use some of those pieces, right, if they trade away Stamkos. So
Stamkos to the Jets. You heard it here. Actually, we don't.
I mean, it's still far away. I mean, I think the Lightning will figure it out and make a playoff spot, but you never know. You never know.
But how about the drama around Mikko Rantanen, who...
Yeah.
And I feel like this kind of got a little overblown, but whatever. It's still something. Tell us a little bit about it there.
So, just a stellar performance from Rantanen yesterday. 3 points against the Calgary Flames.
I mean, it's kind of funny because it's like... I mean, 3 points is good. It's not like he had a hat trick or something.
No, but
it's still a good
considering
game.
He was struggling.
Yeah.
Because he's been struggling the last couple of weeks. And the funny thing about that, which is such bullshit too, is because he's been struggling for a couple of weeks, and then, right when, for fantasy, right when I play the person with Mikko Rantanen, 10-man, then of course Rantanen's going to go off. So now I'm losing like 38 after the first day. So that's amazing. So I'm just getting killed. But that's just my luck in fantasy wrapped up.
Yeah, mine's pretty trash too. Like I don't know. I can't
do you set your lineup though? You kind of do it.
No,
too.
I do.
Oh,
I do.
okay,
I've been setting my lineup every.
Okay.
This year I've actually set my lineup every single day. It's just, honestly, I think my team kind of sucks. But
it's not that bad.
But I set my lineup. I do. It's just I can't pull away with a win right now. I was 2-0 at the beginning of the season. Now I'm like 2-5.
You had a good start.
Or 3-5, and it's like
don't want to sidetrack too much, but I'm just gonna vent more. Last week I lost to Angelo, who had the most points for in the league. I would have beat anybody else in the league, so that's frustrating.
The worst.
That is so frustrating.
That's the worst. Let me pull up where I'm at right now.
And I'm low in the standings, but I have like the third or fourth highest points for in the league, so it's not like I have a bad team either.
It's actually frustrating.
I know, it's really really frustrating.
Yeah, I'm 3-6. Like that's so
the
tough.
Standings here.
That's so tough. Yeah, you're
third. It's not terrible,
Yeah, you're
but I mean,
third.
there's only 4 playoff spots, so
That's what sucks too. Like 4 playoff spots in a 10-team league. Like that's wait. Oh no, 12. Do we have 14 teams? 16.
6. Oh, we have 12.
12.
Yeah, so I told Scrange to bump it up to like 6 teams, but he's like, no. So
Did he actually? He wouldn't.
No, 4. So I guess that works out better, but
kind of not for
kind of rough.
Kind of rough because it's a hefty buy-in.
Yeah, no kidding,
dude. How am I gonna pull away here? Like my best player is probably Stützle. I got Marner too. Like
have you been actively shopping, switching up some guys?
I've been shopping, but I gotta be on a little more.
Go down. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just gonna like quickly roast your fantasy team. Go to your roster. Just want to see go down.
So I got Stützle, I got Marner, I got Verhaeghe.
Oh, DeMello's for sure a
Lindholm.
guy you can take out there, pick up someone good.
Well, but he's kind of like a bottom of the. Dude, look at how many guys I have injured.
Oh, that's rough.
This is actually crazy. Eric Holla is day to day. Mason McTavish is out. Tanner Pearson's out. Jonas Brodin's out, and Jamie Drysdale.
Who
is
should
on
be
the
coming
IR.
back soon.
Dude, but are all these guys like?
I feel like you could drop those guys. They aren't that good.
Pearson's trash, dude. I can totally drop him.
Here, go to free agency quick.
Let's see. Cause we're just doing this on the pod.
Yeah.
But why not? Okay.
Look, Teravainen, he's been pretty good. You can pick up him. Dylan Strome.
Oh wait, that's actually good. I want to pick up Jarvie so bad, but we're not allowed to.
I dropped Middleton. He's not a bad defenseman at all.
I'll take. Oh, but
could put in a claim.
I'll put in a claim, but then it's like ties.
Not if I do fish.
Don't.
I'm just kidding.
Don't. Okay, I got rid of Pearson for Teravainen. Let's see who else I could snag here. Actually, Middleton could be good.
Yeah, Middleton. Dude, swap out Middleton for DeMello.
For DeMello? Yeah, let's do that right now. But I don't have too many.
Don't waste all your
for
acquisition.
Brodin? Or is Brodin better?
I would.
Middleton, because I mean, I don't have too much Minnesota on my team.
Yeah, that's your call. It's your call, bro. This is a big decision.
All right. Well, and they don't play today. I should have just done that for tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, we're good for now.
We could probably go back to the podcast.
That's your first edition of
Carson Fixes Fantasy Team. Yeah, or
there
Fish.
we go.
Fish.
Okay, so anyways, what we're talking about
Rantanen.
Okay, yeah.
Is apparently Arturi Lekkonen's dad was like shit talking Mikko Rantanen. Like you that's why you should train in the off season. And then he clapped back in the media, and everyone just took this and ran with it. Like it's not that crazy of a story, but honestly, the whole thing seems kind of lame. Like it's your teammate's dad, and like who cares?
Weird beef. I don't know.
Who cares?
Really
like if someone says that you didn't train in the off season, are you gonna cry about it? Like we're a quarter of the way through the season, and he finally has a good game, and then he wants to bring up something someone else's dad said. Like it's 6 months.
Weird.
Like,
but I was like thinking of in the mind of a journalist though, like if you're kind of running dry on storylines, I mean that's definitely a good storyline.
Yeah. Well, you
Rantanen,
would know. Yeah.
Rantanen motivated, scores 3 points after that.
Yeah.
I don't know, just thinking of random headlines.
But, dad verbally abuses.
Yeah. His quote. Sorry, not quote. That was weird. He quoted saying, "If you're gonna talk shit, it's gonna come back at you." So that's what he said, which isn't like it's not that aggressive.
It's not that aggressive, but it's like holy mic drop, bud. Like, I mean, what a hero. Like,
if I'm like,
does he think he's sick for? If you're gonna talk shit, it's gonna come back. Like it was, bro.
I will say, like, if you're Lekkonen's dad, you're just gonna be thinking like rent free,
rent free,
exactly. Because it's like this guy's been thinking about saying that for a while.
Oh yeah. Okay, moving on. Let's go to the Flyers have been pretty crazy. Hey.
They've been insane, honestly. Like, just who would have expected this? I don't know. It's
not
weird.
Me. I totally thought they were gonna be like the worst team in the league again this year, but they're
15, 10,
on
and 2.
fire, dude. It's actually a wicked record. What does that put them in the Metro?
Third. They're third in the Metro. Yeah. Who would have thought they even would get a wild card spot? Never mind, make it top 3 in the Metro.
Yeah.
Obviously, still early, but just I gotta give a lot of credit to Torts, man. The way he just gets his players to
whips a team into shape.
Yeah, he gets them into shape, and they're playing for each other, and they're just like, I don't know. His style is just like aggressive forecheck and just hardworking.
Yeah,
they might not be the most skilled team, but
you don't want to play them.
They'll
either.
be hard. No, of course you don't want to play them. They'll outplay you. Yeah. It doesn't matter how skilled they are.
Which is the right way to play hockey, honestly.
Yeah, just outwork.
Work hard, and I mean it's boring though too. Like it's not the best.
It isn't the most exciting type of hockey. It kind of reminds me of the Islanders a couple years ago when they were like
in the
making it to the Eastern Conference Final against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Like, not an exciting brand of hockey, but sure gets the job done.
The job done, man. I was just gonna say that. Okay, what about our hometown?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty wicked. What's going on there, man? Pretty wicked.
Yeah, they've been sick since November 4th. They have the best record in the NHL, which is crazy to say. 12-4 record.
Yep.
Man, I just think that trade has paid dividends for the team.
Oh yeah.
With Gabriel Velarde, Alex Iafallo, and Rasmus Kupari. Obviously, Velarde was injured for a while, and
that's
Kupari's
actually such a good trade. Like, all those guys have been good this year. Like even Kupari's been good. He's been in and out a bit, but
he's injured now. But he was sick. Just really got that fourth line going. But man, their depth is just so good. Yeah. And dude, even though it was last year, but the additions of Nino Niederreiter and Nemeskov have just been so nasty for the team.
Gosh, and it's awesome that Nino's been re-signing,
which is nice. We should announce that. Yeah, $4 million 3-year extension, which is just
great deal all the way around. Like,
so nice to see.
He's gonna be good for those next 3 years. He'll probably kind of decline over them, but not like immediately.
Yeah, he's not. He'll
be worth $4 million each year. Sure. Like no problem.
And it's like,
a good deal.
Even if he does decline, I'm totally okay, like, slightly overpaying for a guy who wants to stay, because he literally said, like, I want to be, like, it's just so refreshing to hear people say, I want to be here, because, like, a couple years ago, you never would have heard that. So
that's actually so true, and I remember there's, like, a video of him, like, getting off the plane, like, once we traded for him, and I remember we were all kind of like, wow, like, we were all expecting like a little bit more, but we're like, well, we got Niederreiter, and like we're all expecting a bit of a better trade at the deadline, but we got him, and he like got off the plane, and there's like a video. He's like, oh, it's cold, and I was like, yeah, it is.
He's like, I thought it was gonna be worse though, or something.
Did he say? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he said no, it's cold. It's pretty cold, but I thought it was gonna be worse. So I was like, okay,
that's not bad.
We'll take that.
Yeah, and then no, it seems like he really likes it here, and it seems like everyone wants to play. Rick Bowness is unreal, and honestly, Arniel was great as well.
He was very good.
What were they, like 9-1 or something?
They were 9-2 or 10. They were doing so
with
sick.
him behind the bench. It's almost like you know who's going to be taking over if Bonus wants to retire, right? Like,
bonus contract ends at the end of this year, I think. So.
Oh really?
Arniel is. I mean, if they don't re-sign Bonus, Arniel's just going to step in. That's my opinion.
I think they'd re-sign Bonus though. Like Bonus has been awesome.
We'll see. Yeah, it just. He's getting up there in age, right? And
actually, he might want to retire. Exactly. With his wife.
It depends how they end. Like if it's another first round knockout, they'll probably lace up the skates, or not lace up the skates, but
like hang up the clipboard or something.
Yeah, hang up the clipboard. But yeah, no. So the Jets have been sick. Like I said, depth has been crucial. They've just added another layer of goal scoring to that team. Their defense has been solid. Another amazing stat: the last 16 games, they have not allowed more than 3 goals. So 3 goals or less in their last 16 games, which is like really insane.
That's nuts, yeah.
For the last 16 games. That is really insane.
What does that put Hellebuck's stats at, I wonder? I'll pull it up.
I don't know, but Hellebuck and Brossoit, actually.
Yeah.
They've picked it up because they didn't have a great start to the season, but even Brossoit against Carolina, like he really did one for the boys there. He kept them in the game.
Dude, that game was crazy. Like, first of all, his pads were awesome with
sick,
the RCAF stuff. Like
those jerseys have grown on me.
I like them too. I know. At first, I was like, that's the thing. Like they announced it and they showed it on Instagram. I'm like, what the hell is this? But then they wore it and I'm like, this
seeing
is
them on the
really
ice,
awesome.
It's nice.
Yeah,
sick.
Okay, he's got a .915 save percentage.
That's pretty good.
It's not bad. It's not bad for sure. 245 goals against. Not bad.
Yeah, just goaltending depth. Coaching too, like we said, like Rick Bowness. Their systems, they're sticking to their systems, which has been good.
We're playing our game.
Yeah, so it's been nice to see. One thing that would be nice is get the PP going a bit. It's power play hasn't been great, but I mean, you can't be good at everything, right? So
You can't be good at everything. That's
you can't have everything going your way.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
that's been nice to see though.
Yeah,
So.
I agree. And I mean San Jose as well. I've been picking it up. Not really as well because there's very different stories, but they've been.
Well, they've been good.
They've been good. They've started picking things up, and now they got 8 wins now.
Yeah,
where they started the season 0-10.
0-10-1 to 8-19 and something. So I mean, they've been doing good recently. They're 5-3-2, in their last 8 or 10. Sorry, that was not good math.
5-3-2. That's all good. Yeah. 5-3. Yeah.
Yeah, no, including some comeback wins. They came back 4-0 against the New York Islanders, which is just embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's a sin to lose that game.
Yeah, it is a sin to lose that game, said Lambert or whatever their coach's name is. So yeah, and they play the Jets tonight, so we'll see if the Jets can throw that game.
Hopefully they don't.
Yeah, it's a late one though.
Is it? Yeah, it's in San Jose.
9:30, yeah.
Right?
So it's a late one. We'll see how that game goes, but if the Jets manage to pull out that victory, that'll be 5 in a row, which will be nice.
Be awesome.
Pittsburgh.
Yep.
Just not good. What's your take on that team?
Well, their power play has just been struggling a lot.
Horrid.
It's been struggling,
yeah.
And it's very, very concerning. They're actually at a 9.5%.
Oof. That's rough.
Yikes.
Rough. That's very bad.
Yikes. I've not scored one PV goal in their last 10 games.
And what's that?
0 for 29.
Okay, that is just like that is so terrible.
That's actually terrible.
But like, does that add up to you? Like Crosby, Malkin, Letang, Carlson, who they got and Gensel.
Yeah.
How did and Rust? How does that make sense? I don't understand.
Doesn't.
It just doesn't add up.
I don't even know.
I think it might be a Sullivan thing. I think they might have to get rid of their coach, who's been, he's been with the team for a while. Like, he's got to be one of the longest tenured coaches.
Well, they're also like Tampa Bay. They're getting old too. Like you're old.
Yeah,
teams.
but I mean, I just think you could use another voice. And to me, if you have that much talent, you should not be second last in your division.
Yeah, I don't know. Either way, he's definitely feeling the pressure.
Yeah.
They got to get something going.
So we'll see what's going on with that. Kind of just a weird thing happened recently. Robert Bertuzzo. Do you want to explain what happened
funny.
there?
You know, he's got a nice beard. Good-looking guy with a beard. But you're not allowed to have a beard on the island. Which is hilarious. Like, Lou's rules, man.
Yeah.
Lou Lamoriello, no beard for you.
Yeah.
So he had to shave it off, and it just, he looks kind of funny. He looks like a little baby, with a tall, long neck.
Just a different look.
Yeah.
So long tenured Blues defenseman. He was there for a while. Recently traded to the Islanders, and Lou's an interesting guy. He's old fashioned. That's one way to put it.
Yep.
So apparently you can't have facial hair on the team, so you gotta shave that shit. And so
I wonder if they got together and shaved it for him.
Yeah.
Like Lou got in there with one of those those blades, like when how they used to do it back in the day.
At the barber. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can just imagine the trade call is "Welcome to the New York Islanders," and you're shaving that, by the way. How does that conversation even go about?
Hey, better than Babcock, man.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's getting a little exposed. I don't know.
He's feeling naked out there. Okay, do you want to do air nays or should we save him for the next one?
Let's we can do on the fly.
On the fly.
Doesn't hurt.
On the fly.
Never hurt anyone.
All right, I got one. Will
said it so confident, and you're like,
I'm thinking. Will the Jets? Oh, sorry.
Do you want me
I gotta say it like an air nay.
Or do you got one?
No, go on. The Jets will make the Eastern. Oh, that's not gonna happen. I'll tell you that for sure.
That's impressive.
The Western Conference Final this year. A or nay?
A. You know what? I'm playing it. I'm freaking
that's
playing
big
it.
from this guy because he's always a hater.
Yeah, I'm a realist. I'll admit. It's obviously recency bias plays a part too, but I'm really high on this team.
Bias. Good words.
I think after seeing them play against Colorado, obviously Colorado's hasn't been playing their best recently, but that just shows how competitive the Jets are because they can keep up with those teams, and I think push comes to shove, I think they can beat Colorado. I think they can beat Dallas. They've struggled with Dallas recently. Obviously, we were at one of those games, which was unfortunate. But I think
a boring game.
Yeah, super boring. I mean, the guys behind us made it pretty entertaining.
That was fun.
I'm helping the ref.
Obviously. Yeah. Every call.
Oh, good play. Oh, not. That's another thing those guys
actually
said.
so fun.
Yeah, no, those guys were legends. But anyways, I think the Jets can contend with any of those teams. What would worry me, though, is I guess they'd have to make it to the Western Conference Finals, which you said. But once it comes to either playing Vegas, which really worries me, or LA, because LA's been really good this year. Edmonton doesn't worry me at all because I think their goaltending and defense is just still. And I kind of want to talk about them actually quickly.
Yeah, sure.
Sorry.
No, that's good.
Just a terrible start to the season. So they win a game, and then they fire their coach after winning a game.
Yeah.
And then they hire a new coach. They lose a couple games, and then they win 8 in a row.
Yeah.
So
and McDavid finds his game.
Yeah, Draisaitl, Hyman, all those guys.
Yeah.
But I just it feels like it's every year. This team is just so hot and cold. It's
so
just
hot and cold.
It's 7 in a row, lose 6 in a row.
Because their wins come on the back of incredible superstar performances from their forwards and barely squeezing it out from the D perspective and from the goaltending perspective.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you can get that night in, night out, you can probably win a lot of games, but you're not always going to be able to win with that. But yeah,
said perfectly. I think the way they win is not sustainable.
Yeah,
that's my view, and you explained it very well. It's not sustainable, and I think playoff time. I mean, it's still so early, but I mean they're not even in the playoff spot right now. But I don't know. This team is just. I'm not even a fan of the team, so I don't sound concerned.
I like watching McDavid because I still find that it's so fun to just every time he's on the ice you can just tell, and it's just he's just
go like this.
Yeah, you do. You sit up, you're and even on those shifts when he doesn't actually nothing happens, but he just skates up
stuff
the
still
way
happens,
he skates.
Though.
It's still it's you see players just back off him. It's just awesome. But the only other comment I was going to make there is that I can't remember what I was going to say.
Well, Stu's been picking it up. Stuart
Skinner.
Yeah,
he's been better. He's been
better. I mean, I still don't know what the situation with Jack Campbell is. The guy's in the minors, and they're paying him $5 million or something, which is just detrimental to their cap hit. Yeah.
Because I honestly, I don't know about him, but I like to believe that he can be good. So.
Yeah, and I feel more for the guy too, just because I feel like I don't actually know him as a person, but I feel like I do because he's such a nice guy.
Seems like such a nice guy. Yeah.
You can just tell he's super genuine, so you kind of fight more for guys like that, right?
Yeah. I mean, in the AHL this season, he doesn't have great stats. I mean, I don't know that Bakersfield is any good though. So that's the thing.
That's rough.
Yeah, he has an 887 save percentage and 3.3 goals against average, which
500, which isn't terrible, but
but this kind of points towards Bakersfield's probably a bad team. I feel like he's not playing buns. I feel like it's more that Bakersfield just kind of sucks. But
yeah, I'm not sure. But
the 4-4 record, I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know. It just sucks to see. And Calvin Pickard, Winnipeg guy, had a nice win for the Oilers against the Devils, a good team. Recently, so that's nice. The Oilers going for 7 or 8 straight, I believe, against Chicago tonight. So
that was what I was going to say. I saw a stat just recently that McDavid had 21 points in his last 8 games, which is
ridiculous.
That's
insane.
That's crazy. That's that's almost 2.5 points a game. Where's that over?
Yeah, sure, he didn't have a great start to the season, but even when he wasn't playing that great, that's when he still had a point per game though.
Yeah, he just still had a point per game. Now in the last 8 games he has 2.6 points per game. That's just crazy. the NHL. Like, come on.
So.
But yeah, that. You're A&A.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
It's gonna be like Robert Bertuzzo will grow his beard back.
The Winnipeg Jets will make a strong push for a top player who is coming on, who's a free agent, like
Stamkos or something. Or
yeah, at the trade deadline, like a big player who's 1 year left on the deal.
Nay. I don't know.
That was kind of a shitty way to put the NA, but
sorry,
you know what I mean.
I kind of shut you down, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I just don't think that's not Cheveldayoff's style. He likes to get the last minute pieces or the like smaller pieces. He's not a big like.
Are you sure that's not his style though?
Well, yeah,
because I think
he never moves at the trade deadline. Or
in past years, I think you could, but that's when they've had good teams though. He's shown that he's willing to do like Stastny, Kevin Hayes.
Yeah, but
like when they had a good team, I think.
That's
not a big
name though.
But at the time, Stastny was a really good player.
That was a great play that they picked him up.
That was more of an underrated pickup, though. I will say.
He likes to get underrated pickups. He doesn't go for like the big name guys because he knows that it's a lot of money and he probably can't bring him in. So honestly, like, yeah, I don't think they'll need to either. The Jets when everyone's healthy, they have a pretty well-built team. Like maybe a D-man, maybe a
yes, that's what I was going to say. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, maybe a top D-man.
I think, forwards, I think they're fine. Maybe use some more depth, but I think what they need is a top 4 D-man.
Like,
that's what I think.
Like Drew Doughty or something.
I was thinking a guy who's been rumored to want out, Calgary, Noah Hannafin, who's a really good top 4 defenseman. I think he would be perfect in the Jets' top 4, really solidify that top 4. Yeah. The thing is, it's just a pure rental, though, because he said he does. If he doesn't want to stay in Calgary, he doesn't want to stay in Canada. So if he doesn't want to stay in Calgary, he's not going to stay in Winnipeg. So
yeah. I mean, maybe we can make him fall in love with it, like
Nino Niederreiter.
Yeah, Nino, and it's got a little bit of charm to the chill, but
yeah,
Okay.
Well, I think that was a productive episode.
I agree.
It's nice to get back in the ring of things. We'll be doing another podcast next week. Upload some videos, which will be nice. So look forward to that.
I should say there's a chance it might not be till like after Christmas.
Oh, for podcast?
Yeah, with my exam. Oh, okay. We should be able to. We'll figure something out. You'll see it.
We'll see. We'll for sure upload some videos, which will be nice.
Yeah, we're taking it seriously though. So
obviously, the patented taking it seriously. Thank you guys for listening and enjoy.